Hi, my name is Anna and I'm here to tell you a little bit about my story. It all began when my mom began having babies. She was a party girl and she really didn't want to take care of her kids. So the first time she had my sister, she decided to drop her off at my grandma's house. And a little bit after that she did the same thing with my brother. And then when I was born, my grandma told her that she couldn't take care of me because she already had other two kids from her and she wasn't really helping with money and anything. So my mom took me with her, and what she did is that she kept on partying and just left me with people to babysit me. She would just, or sometimes she would just try to make me sleepy, like putting ointments and things in my eyes so that I will cry and then get tired and then fall asleep. After a year of being with her, I got a really bad infection on my face. And my grandma noticed that and she felt really bad about how my mom was taking care of me. So she decided to take me to live with her. And she needed to see if anybody else could help her with one of us. So she noticed that my brother's dad was still obsessed with my mom. And so she talked to him and they both come up with a plan of giving my brother to him. And he decided to take him so that maybe my mom would feel pressure to go back with him. And my mom didn't. She was still going out with other men and having fun and partying things. And the family of my brother and decided on his father decided that it wasn't a good idea for him to be seeing my mom visiting him because he might get confused. So they didn't allow her to see him anymore. So meanwhile, I was staying with my grandma, and she was taking really good care of me, giving me all her love and attention and things that I needed. At that time, I thought that she was my mom, and because I saw my mom so like not all the time, I thought she was like an aunt, like a faraway aunt or something. So after my mom had me, 4 years went by and she fell in love with somebody else and she got pregnant with twins, and they decided to move in together and try to have like a good relationship. And at that time they were both working really hard, and he told her that she should have all of her daughters with her. So she went to my grandma, and at that time I was 5 years old, and she told her that she wanted me to take me with her as well as my sister. And I remember that afternoon very well because we were having lunch, and when I heard what they were saying I understood and I got really scared. I thought, oh, they're gonna take me away from my mom and I have to go and live with those ladies. It's like I got so scared that all I could do was hide. So I went and hid under the kitchen table, and my aunt found me there in such a freaked out attitude and so scared and sad and crying that they decided that that day wasn't a good idea to take me away. So they waited a little while, and then after maybe a week or so they took me to visit my mom. And my grandma told me that she was gonna come back, that she was just gonna go to the grocery store. And because Christmas just went by, the twins, my sisters, they had so many toys there. And so they said, come on here and play and stuff. And I was so excited because I lived good with my grandma, but I didn't really have that much toys or clothing or things. So when I saw the toys, I got busy playing here and there, and then my grandma never came. It was very tough. I used to cry all the time. I didn't throw tantrums, but I was crying so much that my father-in-law, he said, and my stepfather said, you know what, you better quit crying because if you keep on crying like this, I'm just gonna hit you or spank you or something. And I got really scared. So I had to compress all the pain and the sadness of not being with my grandma, with my mom at the time that I thought. And what I did is that I cried during the night. I hid and cried, and then whenever they found me crying, I would just say that I had stomach pain or ear pains or any kinds of pains you can think of, so that I will just be safe and not get a spank. My mom was really irresponsible in a way, because what she did is that she put my older sister to take care of all of us, the newborn twins and me, and she was only in first grade. My sister actually didn't pass the first grade because she wasn't in school all the time, because my mom put her to babysit all of us. And many things happened, many accidents. Mostly I was the one who was getting hurt, like really burned, and I got also asthma and I don't know, all kinds of accidents. So my mom always had to run into the house and take me to the emergency room to get healed and stuff. So time went by, and I knew for this whole time that I had a brother, but I never saw him in my life, never. But I heard that he was out there somewhere. And then maybe about when I was maybe 8 or 9, 10 years old, I don't know, my mom told me that my real dad was gay and he was using a lot of drugs. And in that moment, I still decided to love him. Like, I don't know, some kind of love was inside of me for him. And I really wanted to meet him, thinking that maybe he was gonna be nicer to me and give me love and attention that my mom never gave me. So during all this time, I was allowed to go visit my grandma, and she would teach me things about the Catholic Church. She was always very sweet. She will always take me to a really huge, big church that we have in one of the provinces. And one of the times I asked her, why is it that in this church they have so many jewelries and statues and so many things? And she said, because if you want something that the Virgin Mary, if you want the Virgin Mary to make a miracle for you, you come here to this church and you offer her something. So I got excited and I said, well, this is my chance. I can offer her something so that I can meet my dad. And she got me a statue of a man, and I went with her to the church. We had to enter on our knees and walk like that all the way to the altar, and I offered that and I said, please, I want to meet my dad. And then time went by, and I start growing up. Like, I start becoming a teenager, and things were tough in the house. We all had to take care of each other, and my mom was always in a really bad mood. She broke up with the father of the twins because he left her for another woman. So she was on her own raising the 4 of us, and then she fell in love with somebody else, and she would always tell us that she couldn't be nice with us, or she couldn't give us love and stuff because she couldn't. But all we saw is that she always treated this man in such a way, like, and even giving him the best food in the house, the best juices in the house, and for us was just rice and beans and very simple things, but for him was always the best. And he really didn't help enough in the house. He really didn't do much. He didn't live with us, but he came often. And well, the time came when my mom began to be scared, thinking that I was gonna start maybe being like her, drinking and smoking and just having sex here and there. And instead of trying to give us advice, she would just use some weird way of giving us advices. It was like if she was thinking that if she would scare us enough